Okay, well, to introduce, this is Parent Engagement and Education, breakout room number 5. So I hope everybody's in the right place. I would like to introduce Gretel Castro, who will be our facilitator for this breakout room.
Thank you so much, Valeria. If I'm not sure we've got new folks here. I only see one. Rosemary, right? You're new to our group. Okay. I'm not sure if the others wanted to go and listen to another component of or lead position, but if not, you're just going to get a repeat as to what was just shared with you, which is okay. So my name is Gretel Castro. I've been with School2Home for, a little bit over 10 years. I started off when we were piloting the program with our LAUSD school, Stevenson Middle School. And it's just been a pleasure to be around that long and to meet so many different schools that we've partnered with throughout the years and see how our program itself also has evolved with the changes that happen in technology every day. So I am a parent engagement consultant with School2Home and do support our schools that partner with us under this component. So if you yourself were interested and chose to come into this breakout room because parent engagement is your specialty, hopefully we'll have an opportunity to work together in the future. I'm there to support our leads as I can and help guide a successful implementation at your school, or if this is a community-based organization, at your organization as well. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to ask Bojit if she can introduce herself and let us know how long she's been involved with School2Home and just tell us a little bit about your role at Bridges.
Yes, hello. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Bojit and I work at Bridges Academy Middle School. I am the academic counselor there. We've been with School2Home for probably 3 years now, but I've only been working with School2Home for about 2. My day-to-day role kind of changes because I am part of support staff, so I don't really have like a routine schedule. Basically, whatever is needed to support students, parents, the school, I'm there to provide that support and whatever that may look like. So.
Valeria, we can switch over. Okay, we did switch over to the next slide. Very good. So, Bojit, what does your role look like on a daily basis when you're, you took on this role early on? We had lots going on because of the COVID situation and remote learning. So there was things that we had to work around, and you did a great job at taking this on with everything else that you had. But what exactly can you tell the rest of the group how that looked or how that transpired when you first started?
Are you referring to this year or last year when I started?
You can actually refer to both. Okay. Things were a little different, and hopefully we'll be heading back to what that normal year was when you first started with us. So
last year it was a lot easier to do the workshops that were targeted for the parents. Only because we were able to bring them on campus, and we can usually lure parents in with food and make it like a fun event. And also just kind of helping parents one-on-one in a small group was much easier. This year, with us being online in distance learning, it was a huge challenge to get the parents coming online for the workshops, because we're targeting the parents that have that need to learn digital literacy skills, and having them start off on Zoom was already a huge challenge. So we tried to get them on, but then what we ended up doing was we just changed the focus to just how can the parents help their kids while they're learning from home. And when we started focusing on that, we had a lot more parents engaging with us, and engagement looked different. So sometimes parents will come on campus to ask their questions, social distance, safe, like we provide, following safety protocols, we were able to help them with whatever need that they needed. We had a system for if parents needed hotspots and if a student needed a computer, we had our system it's pretty fast to where if they call, we can say, come now and we'll get it for you immediately. They don't have to wait. We do the training there on how to use the Chromebook. We give them their parent logins, show them how to do it, and we give them a little information page as well. Because what we find is that if we were to schedule for them to come online for the online classes, we won't get as many parents, but what we will get are parents coming in because they do care. It's just something about doing them online create a barrier. And so then another thing we did also. Hello?
You're good. I think someone is unmuted.
Okay, another thing that we did also was we made videos on how to use the student information systems and how parents can access their students' grades and work. And we did it in Spanish and Vietnamese and English, and we posted those on our website. So we, like, throughout the year, we just been trying different ways to get in touch with parents. So we just had to kind of get creative this year. This year was very hard compared to last year. So
thank you for sharing that. You've probably answered this question, but specifically in regards to, since we do have a lot of new participants and they're learning about School2Home, how does your position, would you say, necessarily make technology more accessible to integrate or even affordable at your school and for parents, obviously, to have access to? Your position in general. I know we work as a team. You're really good about doing that at Bridges. But at School2Home, we realize there's these 10 components. We have our leads that take on that role, and you're the lead for that parent training. And so what would you offer? What kind of information can you offer our participants as to how that position has been able to enable and create more opportunity for that integration of the technology?
I think it's because I think the fact that I'm the academic counselor, and so when it comes to parents checking up on their kids' grades or the work that they need to do, I'm the first person of contact that they usually call or come in to meet. But now that we can't come into conference like what we used to do, I think the fact that I'm still a contact person when it comes to technology needs or student information systems, I think that's just been an easier transition into that role for me. And I've been at Bridges for a very long time, so a lot of the parents know me because they're younger. Their older kids have come to our school, so the younger ones are with us now. So they kind of already know that I'm the person to reach out to if the students need academic support, they need to check in on anything regarding their kids. And then that just kind of easily rolls into, like, my kids having technology issues. They're not connecting to their classes because of hotspot. So it's just been an easier transition to help bridge that gap for the families with our school.
Right. And that is very helpful that you've been there for several years and you're basically out of class. And so you're able to support that and then just have this added onto your position, I believe is definitely a plus at Bridges. For everyone else, this position sometimes lands on that person or that staff member that just constantly volunteers and raises their hand when they're completely spread thin, and it becomes impossible. Or sometimes they're a teacher, they're in class, and so a lot of this work has to happen outside of those hours. And so you'll notice on the slide that's up, there's a stipend of $3,000, which I have found throughout the years is something that a lot of these volunteers that just raise up their hand and step up to the plate to take on something extra to do because they realize the value of it. And once we go to a school and we create this partnership and staff realizes what we have to offer when we come together, it's very valuable. And it feels really good on my end to be able to be working with someone and know that they're receiving something because they're going above and beyond. So that staff member is sometimes not even expecting it. So you'll see again that that's there, and we break that up and offer that to our leads as the year progresses. And so again, Bojit is very fortunate to be in the position she's in and already has created those relationships with parents. At other schools, sometimes we just get someone who is willing to do this or has time. And so they have to learn, and we are there for them. We meaning School2Home and myself. So the support and guidance is there. You don't go in and we just don't throw a binder at you and say, you know, read it and implement. We're actually going to be there for you. And it's been great being able to work all these years with the schools and see the progress that we've been able to make with the different schools that decide to implement as we have done the research and created this program years ago, to then evolve and see what actually works for the school and being open to different ideas. And we have done that throughout the years with even parent engagement. Times have changed. So we will work with you, and it doesn't necessarily have to be exactly the way that it's been put in some of those binders that we do offer our schools and information on how to go ahead and implement the program. But again, even with the content, you heard Augustine bring up some of that content that is already developed to facilitate the person who's heading this and the school, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel or start from scratch. There's many things that we offer to be able to facilitate this and really not make this harder than it should be. I'm trying to see if, I don't think we have Montserrat yet. We're going to have two guest
I'm here,
speakers.
Gretel.
You are, see, I don't
Yeah.
see everybody. So great. Okay. Well, Bojit helped us out in our first group. And so if it's okay, Bojit, I'll probably address these questions because I think we just barely had enough time to, and you're in your car, Montserrat. Look at you.
Yes.
You're so dedicated. I miss you, by the way.
I miss you too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't see my camera, so I don't know which way it's facing.
Oh, you're good right there. We can see you
Okay.
there. So thank you. So Montserrat is our parent training lead, or was, but I'm so glad that she chose to come back to help us out with this presentation at Fisher Middle School. So we've started and worked a couple years together already, implementing the parent training lead, and we were on a roll. We were doing really well, and I was so excited to see where we were heading already, because Fisher is just excelling and doing really well. One of the schools where I feel like, as you heard, you know, after several years, we try to step back a little bit and have them take the role on their own, and you're really there. But she has moved on from Fisher Middle School with the district, correct? If I'm not mistaken?
Yes, I moved on from the district. Yes.
Oh, and that too. Okay.
Yes.
But she's here with us. So that's how excited I am, because I feel she's probably sees the impact that School2Home has been able to make at the school that she was with, and is here back with us today. So thank you so much. And Bojit is our parent training lead at Bridges Middle School. And so she just shared with us in the last group, you know, the different questions that I'm going to ask Montserrat here. And if we have a little bit of time, we'll go ahead and come back to Bojit again. So, okay, Montserrat, well, I've already kind of gave them a little bit of you know, where you're coming from, but why don't you tell us specifically how long you've been involved with School2Home, and what did that role look like for you when you were at Fisher?
Okay, so this would have been my 4th year with School2Home. I was, like Gretel said, the parent training lead. My role there was like to train the parents and stuff like that. I was really excited because the first year we had almost 100% of our parents trained, so that was good. we do the modules that Greta was talking about, and then we did in-person sessions. And now with COVID, we had to move to online and then do re-recordings. So did that answer your question?
Yeah, it is, there's lots of tasks. We're not gonna, lie about that. The position does entail being able to implement all the parent trainings. And with that, we have to accommodate to what's happening. And in the past, even though we were in person, there is an opportunity for us to implement traditionally, which is offering parents a 2-hour training 3 times, and having parents be exposed to coming onto campus 3 times and starting to network with other families and feeling welcomed and encouraged that your school really wants them to become partners with them, and that there's an open door policy there for them, right? So we feel that having them come in 3 times at the beginning of the year really establishes that foundation for parents to feel good about that. Sometimes we realize that it's just not convenient for parents to come 3 weeks in a row back to back on that same day. So we do accommodate, and we have been open to doing 2 3-hour sessions. And so as Montserrat said, we'll work together to determine what works best for the school. Sometimes we have to accommodate and get translations, babysitters, making sure the parking lots are open, right? There's a lot of logistical things that happen, but essentially we also, I think most importantly is the plan that we develop is how do we get our parents to feel a little bit more secure and being able to use the technology that's being brought back home. If it's a one-on-one school, we have the student receiving a Chromebook or a device, and being able to feel comfortably enough that that device is being used for what it's intended, right? For the student to continue to do their work, especially this last year, as we were, most of us, working remotely, and our students carrying on with their studies from home. That was huge. And so a lot of our schools had an upper hand on that when they partnered with us several years ago, because parents felt a little bit more comfortable and understood how to support their child with the device. So let me see, do I have a question? Thanks. Okay. Someone's leaving, I think, the main room, but for some reason I'm still getting that here. But okay, so Montserrat, how do you think your position at any school, just think generally, but obviously with your experience that you've had, how does being able to school to home, say we have these different leads, and in your case, the parent training lead, support making technology more accessible and integrating it and offering our parents affordable broadband by having you there working with us and supporting your school to implement that? How do you think that helps out?
Because one of the sessions is affordable broadband. So that's like one of the things that we have a session on. So we connect our parents, the ones that need it, with our affordable broadband lead. So if they need internet or help with that, we help them out. Like if they need a hotspot, we connect them with the district. And so I think these classes, the sessions or workshops, I don't know how to call them anymore,
Right.
would help the parents know that there is affordable broadband out there, that they don't have to be paying $30, $60 a month, that it's so expensive right now. So that helps them, and then that gets their attention, and they see all the information that's good, so they'd come back.
So we're really excited. I don't know, Bojit, if there's anything that you would have to say about this year that you felt you enjoyed the most. I know it's been a tough one, but we're going to try to focus on the positive here. And there's always something positive. I think we've all mentioned about the pandemic and how things changed and it made things difficult for us. But a lot of families, I think, share that, it brought them together and there's something good. So I think we're getting a little red flag here that we're going to wind down on time. So maybe that would be something great to be able to end on a positive note on what have you been able to enjoy the most by being in this position?
I mean, there's been a lot of things that have been enjoyable. I think it's given me a more opportunity to reach out to parents with intent, not just like haphazardly, you know. So I've been able to make a lot more connections with families, and especially since we're in distance learning this year. And I haven't met any of my 7th graders in person. So it's really nice to have a purpose to reach out to parents, because otherwise I don't know if I would have intentionally reached out with the modules and the information system information the way that we did. And then I just want to echo what Gretel was saying. School2Home does provide a lot of support. Gretel meets with me whenever I need support or I just need a thought partner. And they're really flexible. Like they may give you a lot of information about like, this is module 1, this is 2, this is 3, but they're very flexible in you adapting it to what works for your site, because this program is supposed to work for you and yours and your school and your community and your parents. So it's not forced down your throat. It's like a collaborative relationship. So
thank you for mentioning that. Yes,